Monday, August 6, 2018. On this day, Chad McNeil returned to the Platteville office from Texas where he was transferred to for work. 6:13 a.m., Chris searched Google for the distance from the moon to Earth. 6:20 a.m., proving messages have been deleted from Chris's phone, Shanann noted in several messages. Your only response last night was I don't want to lose the kids. You used me to just have a boy. Only reason you wanted another kid. I can't handle this, and you are okay with it. Why didn't you just tell me you were done? Why get me pregnant? 6:22 a.m., Chris replied, I'm not just staying because of the kids. They are my light and that will not change. I didn't fall out of love in 5 weeks. That's impossible. I don't want to erase 8 years just like that. I'm not sure what's in my head. I don't know if it's my parents, the third pregnancy, if I'm just scared or what. I didn't use you. In Shanann's phone the conversation continued. 6:22 a.m., Shanann said. That's what you said last night. You can't even say why you're married to me. That's a stab in the heart. You didn't say you didn't want to lose us, you said you didn't want to lose the kids. Chris replied. I don't want to lose anyone. Shanann said. This has been the worst week of my life. We were supposed to celebrate love and family. But instead hate and whatever you call it. I'm not willing to watch something dangerous happen to one of our kids with your family for you to wake up. They will give you sorry excuses today. I don't know what to say, I don't want to come. You don't see you, or how you're treating me. 8 years of love and you are treating me horribly. I fell deeper in love with you this summer, you fell out. That's not love. Love falls deeper in love when apart, not out. You don't love me. Or you have a horrible way of showing it. You haven't fought for me this week. It's only the kids. 6:33 a.m., Shanann texted Cassie Rosenberg, her friend, and said, I'm so dizzy and lightheaded and nauseous. Cassie replied, have you drank enough water and eaten? Shanann said, working on it. You staying with me Friday? I think it's because I haven't pooped in weeks. Cassie replied, yes, I'm with you Friday and Saturday, honey. Why haven't you pooped? Shanann said, okay. Constipated. You coming early? Cassie replied, I am going to leave early Friday morning to head up. What time do you land again? Are you taking balance? Shanann sends a screenshot of her flight itinerary. The 10th of August 2018 7 a.m. Denver to Phoenix 7:50 a.m. The 12th of August 2018 8:45 p.m. depart Phoenix. Shanann said, yes, but forgot it a few times. Took 3 last night. Thrive Balance is a supplement made to help people maintain a healthy digestive and immune system. There are also some probiotics in the mix that help maintain, manage, and support intestinal function. The ingredients in Thrive Balance are psyllium husk, senna leaves extract, triphylla extract, fenugreek seed and ginger root. Additional elements include Lactobacillus acidophilus, Bifidobacterium bifidum, buckthorn bark extract, fennel seed, papaya fruit, barberry root bark extract, celery extract, peppermint leaf, and rose hips. What are the potential side effects of Thrive Balance? Some people may experience side effects like gas, bloating, constipation, diarrhea, or nausea when using Thrive Balance, especially if they have underlying digestive or bowel issues. How should I take Thrive Balance? The instructions on the bottle tell you to take 1 capsule twice a day. It would be best to take the capsule in the morning and 1 in the afternoon, but not too close to bedtime. Thrive Balance ingredients. The 2 main Thrive Balance ingredients are senna leaves and psyllium husk. Both work as natural laxatives. Doctors and medical experts have long advised against using laxatives for weight loss or management in this case. Psyllium husk is the first ingredient listed on the Thrive Balance label. There are 150 milligrams of the natural laxative. We know it works as a bulk-forming laxative, which means it collects all the waste together for elimination, according to the Journal of the American Association of Nurse Practitioners. There is a delicate balance between using psyllium husk to support bowel function and promote weight loss. Studies show the fiber can help suppress hunger and slow digestion, says the Journal of Clinical Gastroenterology. Senna leaves. Senna is a natural stimulant laxative, according to academic journals, similar to Cascara Sagrada. It's called a stimulant laxative because it causes the muscles of the bowel to contract to induce bowel movements, according to LiverTalks. It is not recommended to take Lavelle Thrive Balance during pregnancy. According to Practo, a health platform that provides medical advice, no, I wouldn't advise you to continue with Thrive during your pregnancy as it is used as a weight loss nutrition. I would advise you to avoid this product during your pregnancy and also have the supplements which will be prescribed by your obstetrician, iron and folic acid, and also have a well-balanced diet during your pregnancy for a healthy baby. Shanann was already feeling unwell, dizzy, nauseous, constipated, having headaches and spotting, and then she took 3 of these balance pills at night. Chris, Shanann, and the girls drive to visit with Chris's grandmother. Cassie Rosenberg called Shanann. There is a do not disturb while driving text from Shanann to Cassie. This is automatically sent if Shanann has turned on the driving focus. This helps you stay focused on the road. When you turn it on, text messages and other notifications are silenced or limited. You can have Siri read replies to you, so you don't have to look at your iPhone. Incoming calls are allowed only when iPhone is connected to CarPlay, a car Bluetooth system, or a hands-free accessory. Cassie replied, "I miss you." Shanann said, "Chris is driving, not me." Cassie replied, "Where are you guys headed to?" Shanann said, "To see his grandma, then I'm taking girls back home with me as he goes to his parents." "I'm not going and neither are the kids." Cassie replied, "Is he going to talk to them about the issue and work it out?" Shanann said, "Who knows? You can't protect someone you're not in love with anymore. He doesn't have the balls." Cassie replied, "Is he truly not in love with you anymore? Did he say that?" Shanann said, "His parents do not love him the way he loves them. He's wanting their love and attention so much and they don't give it. He is seeking their approval." Cassie replied, "But at what cost? It's not worth it." Shanann said, "I know this. He's so cold. This is not the guy I've been with for the past 8 years." Cassie replied, "So I talked to Josh about what's going on because he gave me my phone and saw that something was wrong. He wants to try and talk to Chris, but won't since he obviously isn't supposed to know what's going on. I agree. He is definitely not the guy that Josh and I know and have seen around you and the kids. It's so strange and completely out of the norm." Shanann said, "I told him I don't know who this person is, but the person I left 7 weeks ago would have answered differently." Shanann sent the texts she had sent Chris and said, "What I texted him last night after I couldn't take anymore." Cassie replied, "Oh my goodness. I don't even know what to say, honey. I'm so sorry." Shanann said, "No, he is not good at conflict. He avoids it at all cost. He's also better at writing his feelings than talking them at times. I know this about him. But damn Cass. Me neither. We will see tonight how he is. I just told him. Life's about making tough choices and you can't fight for someone you don't love. He's going to have to step out of his comfort zone and defend and protect his family." All he said was, "I know." He said last night he will handle. End of message missing. "I will try to call you when I am on my way home." Cassie replied, "Okay, honey. Keep your head up. Whatever is supposed to happen will happen, and we are here for you and soon we'll be in Colorado for you." Shanann said, "Love you. Chris, Shanann, and the girls visit with Chris's grandmother at the nursing home where she lives. "9:51 a.m., Shanann texts Addie Maloney saying, "What time do you get into Arizona?" Josh Rosenberg posted on Facebook saying, "Words are the most powerful thing on earth. The use of them can build someone up to do amazing things. They can make someone do terrible things. The lack of them can do just as much damage as good. It's important we use our words wisely." 10:23 a.m. Cassie texts Shanann saying, "I'm pretty sure Josh posted this today because of what you have going on." Chris's dad came and picked him up from the nursing home, and he spent the day with his parents. 11:30 a.m., Christina Meacham texts Shanann saying, "Good morning. I changed the picture in Team Extreme, I think may need approval, not sure." 12:44 p.m., Kessinger called Jim and held a 3-minute conversation. Her call registered in Platteville. At work. 12:53 p.m., Chad, possible friend, called Kessinger and held a 2-minute conversation. Call registered still in Platteville. 1:28 p.m., Chris transferred an image of Kessinger into his secret calculator application. 2:12 p.m., Shanann texted Christina Meacham saying, "Is it bad that I'm jealous? His family is probably getting a good side of Chris. He's waiting on sister and brother-in-law to eat dinner." Christina replied, "Oh mama. Don't think about it. All you can hope is that he is doing the right thing." Shanann said, "I pray. I guess it's from not trusting him to protect us." Christina replied, "That's understandable, he hasn't shown anything for you to trust him." Shanann said, "And because I've gotten nothing from him all week." Christina replied, "Yes." 2:38 p.m., Kessinger called Jim and held a 2-minute conversation. Still in Platteville. 2:52 p.m., Christina said, "Great new promoter call." 3:13 p.m., Jim called Kessinger back and held a 1-minute conversation. 3:23 p.m., Kessinger again called Jim and held another 1-minute conversation. 3:59 p.m., Addie Maloney texts Shanann saying, "I'm not sure." "You?" Shanann said. "I land at 7:50 a.m. Addie replied. "Sat?" Shanann said. "Friday. It was cheaper to get in early and direct." Addie replied. "Oh. I'm Friday evening." Shanann said. "How are you and Scott?" Addie replied. "Doing okay. We'll catch up this weekend. So much going on. Don't even know where to begin." Shanann said. "Girl, here too, Chris and I are not well." Addie replied. "Oh no. What's wrong?" Shanann said. "His parents. I've cried every day since he's been here." Addie replied. "Is he taking their side now?" "Scott's mom is causing problems with us too." Shanann said. "I need a glass of wine. Have you seen Thrive Nourish?" Addie replied. "Like in person?" Shanann said. "No, on website." Addie replied. "No, it's not there yet." 5:20 p.m., Shanann asks Cassie Rosenberg, "How are you feeling?" Cassie replied, "Eating soup." Shanann sent her a picture which said, "You don't have to be crazy to hang out with me, I'll train you." 6:32 p.m., Shanann again asks Cassie, "How are you?" Cassie replied, "I feel sick to my stomach, but going to muster up happiness for the phone call tonight." Shanann said, "You got this." Cassie replied, "Thanks." Shanann said, "You're welcome. Love you. Excited to see you." Cassie replied, Love you too. I'm excited to see you also. Shanann has now told Cassie Rosenberg, Christina Meacham, Addie Maloney, and Nicole Atkinson all about her problems with Chris. And sent screenshots to 3 of them of her conversations with him. 6:43 p.m, Shanann texted Chris saying, "What time you headed back? Charge your phone on way here in car. Power is expected to be out till 11:30. He's still at his parents'." Chris replied, "My dad or mom don't want to drive right now. Especially with nothing working. Yeah, it's almost at 45% now." Shanann said, "Do you want me to come get you? You can drive on the streets, that's why there are lights on car." Chris replied, "It's up to you. His call bringing me back first thing in the morning early." 6:45 p.m, Shanann said, "We ducking leave tomorrow, I need help. I will be there in an hour." Chris replied, "I will convince him to bring me back. Don't worry about coming all the way here." Shanann said, "Don't worry, on way." Chris replied, "He's bringing me. Don't worry about it, turn around." 7:20 p.m, Shanann texted Christina Meacham saying, "He's still there." Christina replied, "Wow." Shanann said, "Just wanna cry." Shanann sent her the texts she had sent to Chris. "Why does he keep making me look bad?" Christina replied, "Oh my." Shanann said, "I'm out back if you care to talk to me." Send. Trying not to be a bitch. It's hard. Christina replied, "Sounds bitchy." Shanann said, "LOL." Christina replied, "If you care he cares." Shanann said, "I just said I'm out back." Christina replied, "Good." 7:44 p.m, Cassie texts Shanann saying, "Did Josh and I do okay? I was so miserable at the time lol." Shanann said, "Perfect." Cassie replied, "Okay, thanks." Shanann said, "Hope you feel better." Cassie replied, "Thanks. The soup I had stayed down and was amazing." 8:41 p.m, Chris took photographs of various images inside his parents' home, verified through metadata coordinates 7707 Voss Road, Spring Lake. They included this family portrait. Chris also writes this letter while at parents'. Shanann said, "If he did, I shouldn't have tested him. My parents told him. He's still inside." Christina replied, "Oh." Shanann and Chris had a conversation on the back porch at her parents' home. Shanann said, "Chris doesn't want this baby. Said he's scared to death and he's happy with just Bella and Celeste. He thought he wanted another baby. How I got this out of him, I said, 'Do you want me to abort?'" Christina replied, "Oh mama. That's hardcore. But doesn't make up for the way he has been acting. He made this baby. It's not something you'll return to a store." Shanann said, "Sorry, Bells woke up scared because I'm supposed to sleep with her." Shanann sends texts she sent to Chris. "I'm taking Bella with me to ultrasound instead of Chris. Gonna have to cancel gender reveal." Christina replied, "Such a hard situation." Shanann said, "He said he's going to hell after he said that about baby. In our conversation I was begging him to hold me. Not saying hold me. But I wish you would hold me and make me feel safe. I'm so confused. Something changed in the last 5 weeks." Christina replied, "Something definitely has. But at least he is saying he wants to fix it." Shanann said, "I'm so confused." 10:01 p.m, Chris called Kessinger and held a 1-minute conversation. Her phone registers in Thornton. 10:16 p.m, Shanann texted Chris again saying, "This isn't the only thing. This doesn't get your head all screwed up. Something changed in the last 5 weeks. Something you won't say. 10:29 p.m., Chris called Kessinger again and held a further 50-minute conversation. She is still in Thornton. 10:33 p.m., Shanann continued. All of these asking for you to talk to me. You are falling asleep at 7 or 8, don't tell me it's me. It's not communication, you're not telling me something. Added to this message were assorted screenshots from Shanann's phone of previous text messages with Chris in which he offered excuses for not calling her. Most have been featured in this video. Ronnie Watts in interview said, about the time to go home. My mother is in that rehab center, she's 93 years old, and they went out there to see her on her birthday and had a birthday party with her. It was Shanann and the girls that went. Chris at that point was still in Colorado. And when they all got back from the beach, I think it was on a Monday, they went to see her again, and Chris called me and said, Dad, can you come pick me up? Because he wanted to come see us before he left as he hadn't seen us the whole week he had been out here. So I went and picked him up at the rehab center. Shanann and the girls wasn't staying there, so they left him there for me to pick him up. Back at home we had a couple of beers, cooked out some steaks and stuff, my daughter came over, my son-in-law and my other grandkids. And about 8:30 to 9 p.m. I told Chris to text Shanann and tell her I'll bring you back in the morning, you know, it's too late for me to run all the way out to Southern Pines now, and Shanann said no, get your ass here right now, you ain't staying there. So 9:30 to 10 p.m., I had to take him back to Southern Pines because she demanded, it has to be, she said I need help getting stuff ready to go back home. This was already 9:30 to 10 p.m. at night, what you gonna do that night that you can't do the next morning when your flight don't leave till 7 p.m. that night? Ronnie, in my opinion, has made more of this than what actually happened. We have the screenshots of messages she sent to Chris, not once did she say get your ass here right now. You ain't staying there. Ronnie could have been reiterating what Chris had told him though. Chris was already discussing with Shanann about returning to her before 8:30 to 9 p.m. Maybe he didn't tell his parents prior to his dad saying text Shanann. Or Ronnie got the times wrong. Ronnie also said Chris was on his phone messaging someone the whole time he was there. Chris this day also told his parents, I don't love her anymore, it's just not there. He said he loved the kids to death but he was done with her. He told his parents he had already told Shanann about it. He told her he wanted to separate but Shanann wanted to fix the relationship, reading books, or going to counseling. Chris also said, Colorado is a 50-50 state as far as husband and wife, and Ronnie said if he ain't mistaken Shanann was the one who had been asking about Colorado. Chris said Shanann said to him, Christopher, you've changed. Chris said, no, I ain't changed. I just realized I'm just as alone at the house when you're there as when you're not there. I wonder if Shanann had told him about Colorado being a 50-50 state. She had talked to the lawyer, Olayinka Hamza, about this. Sandra Rusek, Shanann's mom, said, Chris's dad brought him back to our home. Shanann and Chris spoke on our back porch for a few hours about how he has been and the peanut stuff and his mom's house. Frankie Rusek, Shanann's brother, said he had heard Shanann and Chris got into an argument that night on the back porch. Frankie believed it was about the parents as Chris had just got back from his parents. According to author John Glatt, who spent 18 months talking to family and friends of Chris and Shanann. When Chris arrived back at Shanann's parents' house, they went outside to the porch to talk. Shanann wanted to know what Chris's parents had said about her. But Chris didn't reply to her question. She tried to hug him but he turned around and walked away. Tuesday, August 7, 2018. Cindy DeRossett, Shanann's friend and thriver, said while in North Carolina Chris told Shanann he wanted to separate. 5:17 a.m., Shanann texted Addie Maloney saying, Chris told me last night he's scared to death about this third baby. And he's happy with just Bella and Celeste and doesn't want another baby. Addie replied, he's just scared. Everything will be fine once the baby comes. Shanann said, Addie, He has changed. I don't know who he is. Addie replied. What do you mean? Shanann said. He hasn't touched me all week, kissed me, talked to me except for when I'm trying to figure out what is wrong. He's been distant since I left. Addie replied. What's the deal with the parents? Maybe he's distant because of that. Was he on board with you leaving for that long? Could he be resentful? Shanann said. He said they apologized, and they didn't come to Celeste's party because they were scared of me. That's bullshit. If you are sincerely sorry and love your son and grandkids, you reach out and say that. He was totally on board. We decided it together. Quality time with everyone. I'm supposed to go tomorrow for 4D ultrasound and gender. Gender reveals next Saturday. I just want to cry. We've never had a problem in our relationship like this. No joke. Never. This is total left field. He was submissive to his parents last night as usual. He hasn't asked me once about how I'm feeling or the baby. I was vomiting the other day so bad, and he just exited. I don't know where my head is at. I will fix it though. What he texted me. Addie replied. Oh honey, it will be okay. Just give him time. He's adjusting to the idea of the baby. He's scared. He shouldn't be doing this to you, but he's a good guy, he will fix it. Shanann said. What if he really doesn't love me anymore? Addie replied. Not possible, honey. He loves you. Shanann said. Tomorrow is 8 years we started dating. Addie replied. Could you be oversensitive? 7:57 a.m. Cassie Rosenberg texts Shanann saying. Make sure Nicole orders get lunch, and a headshot if she wants. Today is the last day. An RSVP if she hasn't yet. Shanann said. Yep, she did. This was the family's last day in North Carolina. Sandy, Shanann's mom, gave Chris and the girls haircuts in the morning. 2:31 p.m., Kessinger called Jim and held a 1-minute conversation. Call registers in Platteville. She will be at work. At 4:26 p.m., Shanann texted Chris saying. Something else is wrong that you're not saying, because lack of communication doesn't cause you to not be present, or touch me, or love me. Besides, the lack of communication hasn't been with me in 6 weeks. This fucking sucks. I really don't want to leave here. At 4:33 p.m., Kessinger called North Glen Police Department and held a 1-minute conversation. Call registered in Broomfield. 5:10 p.m., Chris received a calendar alert, flight, WN 1643 from RDU to DEN. Chris and Shanann packed up and started their journey back home to Colorado. 8:20 p.m., Cassie Rosenberg texts Shanann saying, how is everything after Chris was at his parents' house? Shanann said. Long story. In car driving to airport. Cassie replied. Okay honey. Fly home safely and we will talk tomorrow. Let me know when you have landed. Shanann said. Will do, love you. Cassie replied. Love you. Are you okay? Shanann said. I will call you tomorrow. Cassie replied. Okay, just want to make sure you're okay, or if I need to fly to Colorado and hug you sooner. 9:43 p.m., Cassie asks Shanann. Are you home, honey? Shanann said. Just landed. Cassie replied. Oh good. We need to talk tomorrow, Kay honey. Love you and hope you get some good sleep tonight. 10:58 p.m., Chris's work phone reconnected with a Netgear 27 router, likely the router in their home. 11:32 p.m., Shanann texted Christina Meacham saying. Part of me just wants to go for it. But I'm scared of being rejected. Christina replied. Kids in bed sleeping? Shanann said. Yes. Christina replied. What is he doing? Shanann said. He's in shower. I just got out. I'm so horny. And he's been talking more on ride home. I'm sure even if he hates me, sex is sex. Christina replied. Stay naked and go for it. Shanann said. He wants to go tomorrow night. Christina replied. He doesn't hate you. Go where? Shanann said. Ultrasound. Christina replied. Good. Shanann said. I asked him. I feel fat right now even though I'm 5 pounds lighter since I left him. The way he's been acting has been extremely insecure. Shanann has been away for 6 weeks and has come home 5 pounds lighter even though she is pregnant. Christina replied. Babe, you are beautiful. Shanann said. How do I approach him? I know, silly question. Christina replied. You should have jumped in shower with him, lol. Shanann said. LOL. Christina replied. Go wash his back. Shanann said. I just got out. In bed, lol. Christina replied. LOL, just tell him you want him. Shanann said. Do I roll over and grab it? Or ask for it? Christina replied. Both, lol. Shanann said. Haha, okay, he's getting out. Love you. Pray I get sex tonight. Christina replied. I normally roll over and start touching DJ and tell him, baby, I want you. Love you, get your freak on. Shanann said. Yes, me too, but this is like before we were dating. A short while later, Shanann said. Well. He rejected me. I just bawled for an hour. Still trembling. Just went room, woke his sorry ass up and asked him who he's sleeping with. He denied anyone and told me not now. I said, so when are you going to fight with me? I walked out, cried more and realized why the duck am I sleeping on the couch. I kicked his sorry, ducking us out. This isn't over lack of communication. Christina replied. What the hell is wrong with him? No, it is not. Shanann said. He's sleeping on couch. No fight. My reaction is to pack his bags tomorrow. Not cook his sorry ass dinner. And take Bella to ultrasound. Christina replied. Something just doesn't add up. Shanann said. No. Not at all. Christina replied. There is more to this. Totally, but what? Shanann said. His parents. Christina replied. That's it, his parents? Shanann said. Christina replied. His parents is controlling how he feels about you. How he reacts with you? Shanann said. Only thing that happened over this month. Christina replied. What the hell, that's just crazy. Too big of a change. You are his wife. Shanann said. Shrug emoji. Christina replied. You don't deserve this. He needs to open up and really say what's happening. He has a family. Shanann said. What do I say? Because I just want to flip. Like really go crazy on his ass. Christina replied. I have no idea, I think I would have already flipped. Shanann said. Oh, I started to tonight. But it hurts. I feel blind. And I'm trying to not overreact like you said. Christina replied. Yes, but it doesn't mean he has someone else, but definitely something is terribly wrong. Shanann said. Do I let him come tomorrow night? Nikki is watching Girls. Christina replied. Well, it is his baby. Shanann said. Crying emoji. Christina replied. If he wants to, then yes, I would. Maybe something would help it click. Shanann said. Crying emojis. Christina replied. I'm sorry, Mama, I wish I had answers for you. Shanann said. It's okay. Thank you for being a great friend. Love you. Christina replied. I love you too. You are family. Shanann said. Ditto. Christina Meacham told officers. Everything with Chris and Shanann was okay until he flew out to North Carolina for the last week of their vacation. Shanann was talking to her saying, he was distant with her, cold towards her, they were normally loving and caring with each other. Shanann told Christina she didn't recognize Chris, he wasn't talking to her, touching her, kissing her, he was pushing her away, he didn't want anything to do with her. Little by little he spoke, told her he didn't want the baby, he was scared, just wanted the two girls, they're not compatible anymore. Shanann could not understand because they were fine when she left for vacation. Chris said he was done. He was aggravated by the girls. Shanann was really struggling with all this. Chris's work supervisor, Luke Epple, told investigators that Chris spoke to him on probably Tuesday, the 7th of August 18. He said Chris told him he and his wife Shanann were having some issues that they were trying to work out. Luke said Chris did not tell him he and Shanann were separating, but warned Luke if he saw anything goofy on his Geotab, GPS log, that it was possibly due to him staying at a friend's house. Luke said Chris did not tell him the names of the friends he may be staying with. He said he told Chris to send him a text if he was ever going to stay anywhere but his residence. Luke said he never received a text from Chris stating he was staying somewhere else. He said Chris had never mentioned any issues between he and his wife in the past. He said he didn't ask any questions and told Chris if he needed anything, to make his family his priority. What I did find odd on this day is no phone calls between Chris and Kessinger. The last time they spoke on the phone was on the previous evening of August 6 at 10:29 p.m. Chris had called her and they held a 50-minute conversation, but nothing on this day. For weeks now they have spoken each and every day, so nothing on this day leaves me wondering why. They did probably text though, but the lack of phone call I think is very odd. Before Shanann went to Arizona, Chris told investigators he was sleeping either on the couch or in the basement. On one of these times he and Shanann had an argument and she slammed the door and told Chris, "You're never gonna see the kids again." Could this have happened on this night? They were falling out and Shanann said she kicked Chris out of the bed so she didn't have to sleep on the couch. This also shows Chris and Shanann were going to be sleeping in the same bed the night they returned home. Shanann tried to initiate sex, Chris rejected her, she left the room, then decided why should I sleep on the couch and he have the bed, so she then woke him up and told him to leave the bed. Chris would then have been on the couch or in the basement to sleep. Wednesday, August 8, 2018. Chris returned to work. Anthony Brown said he saw Chris at work on this day. Shanann had a previous doctor's appointment scheduled for this day which was cancelled and then rescheduled. 5:56 a.m., Chris left for work. 6:09 a.m., Shanann texted Chris saying, "Do you want to find out together with me tonight on the baby's gender?" Chris replied, "Yes." Shanann loved his reply with a heart emoji and said, "Please take 5 minutes today to write me and tell me how you are feeling. I love you, Chris, more than you know." 6:26 a.m., Chris arrived at the Batcave, Anadarko Tool Storage. He stayed here for 1 hour 35 minutes. Quite a while in my opinion. 7:24 a.m., Sarah Nudd, Shanann's friend, asked Shanann if they were doing any better. Shanann has obviously told her about the problems they are having. Shanann said, "No. It's so bad and I don't know what to do. He told me he doesn't want this baby and is happy with just Bella and Celeste. He thought he wanted another one. I'm so sick to my stomach. Tried to have sex with him last night just to see if that would help him and he rejected me. I haven't cried this hard ever. He said he feels there's lack of communication and it's not from me. I sent him 12 texts over the month begging him to talk to me. He fell asleep at 7:08 p.m. I tried talking to him after rejection last night and me crying for an hour alone on couch, he slept. I kicked his sorry ass out of bed, and I refused to sleep on couch anymore this week. Told him this morning to not come home today if he can't tell me the damn truth on what the hell is wrong. We are supposed to go to ultrasound tonight and he doesn't want the baby. He'd abort if I said it was okay. 8:01 a.m., Chris drove for 8 minutes, a distance of 1.9 miles. 8:06 a.m., Shanann told Sarah. He said he's not having an affair. Sarah asked if Shanann is certain of this. Shanann said, "Honestly no, but what else would make him do a complete 360? We couldn't get enough of each other before I left." 8:09 a.m., Chris arrived at 385 Justin Avenue, Platteville, Colorado 80651 and stayed for 4 minutes. He is at the First National Bank. 8:12 a.m., Shanann sent Cassie Rosenberg an image of a for sale sign on the lawn of her neighbor, Nate Trinastica's residence. 8:14 a.m., Chris drove for 19 minutes, a total of 13 miles. 8:33 a.m., Chris arrived at Palmer 11-20 Spear L Palmer X 20-20-0506, 19 for 67 Co Road, Fort Lupton. A battery and stayed for 14 minutes. 8:48 a.m., Chris drove for 4 minutes, a total of 1.5 miles. 8:52 a.m., Josh Rosenberg texted Chris saying, "Morning brother. You excited for the ultrasound? Today is the day, right?" 8:53 a.m., Chris arrived at DePolo 23-30, 7529 Co Road 39, Fort Lupton, Colorado 80621. A battery and stayed for 4 minutes. 8:58 a.m., Chris drove for 17 minutes, a total of 10.8 miles. 9:15 a.m., Chris arrived at 15,000 Co Road 22, Fort Lupton 80621 and stayed for 56 minutes. Doesn't seem to be anything here, unless he parked up here for nearly an hour. 10:11 a.m., Chris drove for 8 minutes, a total of 4.2 miles. 10:12 a.m., Chris replied to Josh Rosenberg saying, "Morning man. Sorry, my first day back at work since on PTO and it's absolutely nuts. Yep, today is the day. I'm excited." 10:14 a.m., Josh replied, "It's all good. I'm swamped too, just figured I would say hi. Tried not to bother you too much while you were with the family. I knew you guys would be staying busy. What time is your appointment?" 10:20 a.m., Chris arrived at UPRC 13-150, Warner W 13-10 OSA, 16341 County Road 20, Fort Lupton. A battery and stayed for 16 minutes. 10:25 a.m., Chris said, 7 p.m., I'm glad it's later because I'm so busy today. 10:36 a.m., Chris drove for 17 minutes, a total of 11.5 miles. 11:17 a.m., Josh replied, "Oh, wow, that is late. I'm secretly hoping you get a boy, lol." 11:52 a.m., Chris said, "LOL, yeah, me too." 10:54 a.m., Chris arrived at Anadarko 501 North Division Boulevard, Platteville, Colorado 80651 and stayed for 1 hour 48 minutes. I remember Kessinger saying that once the guys left for the field they never come back. Well, here is Chris going back. 11:55 a.m., Josh replied, "So, I may have a job working True Value in Denver. I need a workout partner so freaking bad. I haven't worked out since San Diego." 12:17 p.m., Shanann posted saying, "Went to bed at 2 a.m., up at 5:15 a.m. 2 loads of laundry, dusted whole house, cleaned out fridge and pantry and restocked. 2 grocery stores with kids, Celeste doctor appointment, emptied 7 suitcases, 3 backpacks and put away, fed kids a million times, we all showered, we know this is a win, went through 6 weeks of mail, washed kitchen floor, cleaned up kids disaster, repacked my suitcase for Arizona this Friday." They literally said, "We're going to bed." And put themselves to bed. Rain machines on and all. They are obviously exhausted from traveling and playing. I'm over here knocking everything out and it's only noon. The old me would live out of a suitcase for 1 to 2 weeks till it was empty again. All while 4 months preggo. Love my Thrive experience #doctor approved. Shanann states she emptied and put away 7 suitcases. So why was one still in the bedroom on August 13? 12:43 p.m., Chris drove for 21 minutes, a total of 14 miles. 12:44 p.m., Chris said, "That's awesome, dude. You still doing beach body program? I've been eating a lot cleaner. Shanann giving me the 3rd degree because I've declined to eat a few things, but it's whatever. I can see my abs again, at least the first 4 ha. The lower abs are hard to get cut, but I'm working on it. Combine Thrive with eating lean meats and it's a big difference." 12:47 p.m., Josh replied, "Nope, the only exercise I've been getting is work and softball lol. Abs are the hardest period because that's where everything sits the most. The only way to get abs is to eat clean." 1:04 p.m., Chris arrived at Risebeck 9-18 Watada OSA, 12748 Co Road 8, Fort Lupton, Colorado 80621. A battery and stayed for 52 minutes. 1:21 p.m., Chris said, "Abs are made in the kitchen. I've come to realize that." 1:21 p.m., Christina Meacham texts Shanann saying, "You available? I'm gonna try to call someone but she just gave her number and no time. Just always says I'm busy lol." Shanann said, "Yes." Christina replied, "You are staticky. What you think? Hey Team Thrive, Nourish is life. Let's spread the word. They don't need to thrive to help. Promo. Let's get 10 canisters of Nourish sold. Today, Friday midnight Eastern Standard Time. Drawing, Saturday for a free lifestyle DFT." Shanann said, "10 today." Christina replied, "Okay." 1:52 p.m., Josh replied to Chris saying, "Yes sir. I have some amazing recipes for clean food. I'll help you, you help me lol." 1:57 p.m., Chris drove for 4 minutes, a total of 1.9 miles. 2:02 p.m., Chris arrived at Sutton 12-21 OSA, 14180 Co Road 8, Fort Lupton, Colorado 80621. A battery and stayed for 34 minutes. 2:37 p.m., Chris drove for 32 minutes, a total of 17.2 miles. 2:48 p.m., Kessinger called Chris and held a 3-minute conversation. Her call registered in Fort Lupton. First call since August 6. 3:09 p.m., Chris arrived at 12234 A Street, Thornton, Colorado 80241 and stayed for 2 hours, 50 minutes. This area is 0.6 miles from Kessinger's apartment. He was going there. Per Kessinger's interview, Chris came to her apartment with touch-up paint and windshield wipers for her vehicle. She had pre-ordered from Frederick Toyota dealership several weeks earlier. Kessinger said she cut his visit short and told him to go and hang out with his kids. "I don't call 2 hours 50 minutes cutting it short." From Chris's letters to Sherilyn Cadle, he said, "When I returned to Colorado, I saw Nikki after work. I went to her house in my work truck, and she gave me a key to her place. I saw this as a pretty big step, because what woman gives another man a key to her place without wanting to take a big step in their relationship? I had told her that Shanann and I were going to get a separation, and that the relationship was going to end. Shanann had mentioned the word separation, but she was still actively trying to fix our marriage. I don't know if this day, when I received the key to Nikki's place, was the day I realized I couldn't have my family and her at the same time." 3:11 p.m. While he is with Kessinger, Chris made an unspecified modification to Shanann's contact information in his work phone. 4:57 p.m., Christina Meacham texts Shanann saying, "Holy shit, 350 meals already. I've been the only one in my group to buy." 5:52 p.m., this is a group text thread between Cassie Rosenberg, Nicole Atkinson, and Shanann. Cassie asked, "If I lived in Boulder, would you still be my friends lol? OMG, I'm nervous." Nicole replied, OMG yes, why do you even have to ask? Cassie said. LOL, they get so much more snow. Nicole replied. I have drive there for work. And the snow melts in a day. 6 p.m., Chris left Kessinger's and drove for 20 minutes. A total of 15.6 miles. 6:20 p.m., Chris arrived home and his work truck stayed there for 11 hours 34 minutes. In his letters to Sherilyn Cadle, Chris said, when I left Nikki's house, I had to hurry home because Shanann and I had an ultrasound appointment. This should have been a joyful time, but instead, I was so overcome with evil and lust, I didn't even let the event register. There was my son, didn't know the gender, on the screen and my beautiful wife in the chair, and I could barely hold her hand. Shanann needed a supportive husband and my kids needed a loving father, and I was neither at this time. Nicole Atkinson baby sat for Bella and Celeste while Chris and Shanann went for a gender reveal scan. She said they played, did their nails etc. 6:40 p.m. to 7:16 p.m., Flatirons HD Ultrasound LLC said. The Watts family visited our location on the 8th of August 18, from 6:40 to 7:16 p.m. for an elective 3D/4D prenatal ultrasound and they found out they were having a boy. Nicole Atkinson said Chris was acting weird when he came back towards her, he didn't say hi to her and didn't give her a hug as he usually would, he didn't talk to her at all. When they got back, Shanann gave her the envelope which contained the baby's gender. 7:26 p.m., Kessinger called Jim and held a 17-minute conversation. Call registers in Thornton. 8:03 p.m., Kessinger called her mom and held a 23-minute conversation. Still in Thornton. 9:02 p.m., Josh Rosenberg texted Chris saying, "Bro, I'm waiting so patiently LOL. Don't leave me hanging." 9:46 p.m., Nicole Atkinson texted Shanann saying, "Oh my god, this is going to be hard." 9:55 p.m., Shanann said, "He said we are not compatible anymore. He refused to hug me. Said he thought another baby would fix his feelings. Said he refused couples counseling. Gender reveal." Nicole replied, "What? I don't understand. What does he want to do then? Gender reveal?" Shanann said, "No." Nicole replied, "Do you want to tell Taylor, or do you want me to?" Shanann said, "You please." Nicole replied, "Okay." Shanann said, "He doesn't care, he's hurting me." Nicole replied, "What does he want you guys to do?" Shanann said, "He was done. He said he will work it out." "How do you work that out?" Nicole replied, "You don't work that out if you're not will to work on it." At 9:55 p.m., Shanann also texted Christina Meacham saying, "He said we are not compatible anymore. He refused to hug me. Said he thought another baby would fix his feelings. Said he refused couples counseling." Christina replied, "What the fuck? A baby doesn't fix things. How could he? What the fuck?" Shanann said, "I can't take anymore." Christina replied, "I'm so sorry. What are you guys gonna do? It's not the fault of the baby." Shanann said, "He said he's going to work it out. I don't know how to without counseling." Christina replied, "I really hope you guys can. It can happen, takes lots of work from both, but it's possible. You gonna have to pray hard, mama." Shanann said, "How? How do I make him feel compatible again?" Christina replied, "Find common ground. Make time for just you two, and do stuff you both like to do. But also things you don't, and give it the attention needed." Shanann said, "How if he's not giving any feeling?" Christina replied, "Does he loves you?" Shanann said, "Don't know emoji." Christina replied, "Sad face emoji." Shanann said, "He was ready to call it quits without working it through. Just like his family does." I will fight for full custody. Christina replied. He was? Shanann said. Yes. He said not divorce right away. Shanann texts Cassie a photo of a house for sale and they discuss mortgage issues as Cassie has a foreclosure on her history. Shanann shares that Celeste is £37 and Bella is 40. Cassie asks how the ultrasound went. Shanann replied. He said we are not compatible anymore. He refused to hug me. Said he thought another baby would fix his feelings. Said he refused couples counseling. Cassie said that was a load of shit. Shanann said she cannot take anymore. She said he said that he had a lot of time to reflect his feelings and that he said a few months. Shanann did not get it. She said that he has never called her Shanann till this week. She also tells Cassie that Nicole knows. She said she wants to know what fucking changed and there were no signs of anything wrong, zero. There was sex all the time, talking, going places and doing things. He just says he does not feel it anymore. Shanann asked Cassie how she makes him feel compatible again. Cassie asked if there is someone else. Shanann said. He says no. Shanann asked if she should call Mark to talk with him, stating that he talks. Cassie tells her that she can. Shanann apologized and said that Bella came into her bed and did not even ask where Chris was. She said she thinks Bella senses she is in pain. Continuing on in the group messaging between Shanann, Cassie and Nicole. Shanann said. Nikki, I need happy news. Can you tell me the sex please? Cassie said. Just tell her honey. She needs to know because it is literally the only exciting thing right now. Tell her face to face tomorrow mama. And give her a huge hug for me. Nicole said. I will. Cassie said. Can we FaceTime when you do it? Shanann said. Come early. Nicole said. What time? Shanann said. I'm up at 6. Cassie said. I am up at 5 my time so that's perfect lol. Nicole said. What time does Chris leave? Shanann said. Dude, I need sex. 6, come whenever in AM just not 11. Nicole said. What's at 11? Shanann said. Too long. Nicole said. Oh, I was thinking 7:30 to 8. It will depend on when Ken leaves. Shanann said. You text Taylor about cancelling reveal. Okay. Cassie said. I love you girls. You have to FaceTime with me for the reveal tomorrow morning. K. Shanann said. Just don't slip on Facebook. I don't want anyone to know right now because then Chris will. I want him to want to know. Cassie said. Fuck him. Yep, I said it. Nicole said. Yes, I texted Taylor. Shanann said. I agree, Cass. Nicole said. No Facebook, got it. Cassie said. No Facebook, I promise. Shanann said. Please no. He doesn't deserve to know. He doesn't even want it. Jackass. He's such a fucking liar. He said I think it would be great having another. He wanted this. He started the convo. You don't get me pregnant and not love me. What's that going to do? Nicole said. Love you both. Shanann, you are one of strongest people I know. You will get through this. Shanann said. Fuck him. I am nowhere near perfect, but I love unconditionally, I give my all, I do so much as a mom and wife. More than 90% of women out there. This fucking sucks so bad because I do love him and his ducking flaws. Cassie said. I agree with Nicole. His fucking loss and you got this girl. Besides Nicole and I will be there every step. 9:56 p.m, Shanann text Addie Maloney saying. He said we are not compatible anymore. He refused to hug me after he said he will try to work it out. Said he thought another baby would fix his feelings. Said, he refused couples counseling. 9:57 p.m., Chris replied to Josh Rosenberg saying, LOL, envelope is sealed until next weekend. 9:58 p.m., Josh replied, going to do a reveal. Chris said, yes sir. In his letters to Sherilyn Cadle, Chris said, Shanann made it a point to bring up the cold hand-holding, and I just told her my head wasn't in the right place and that I was going to sleep on the couch. Once I knew she was asleep, I proceeded to call Nikki, while laying on the couch. The next night I would sleep in the basement. 10:07 p.m., Chris called Kessinger and held an 87-minute conversation. Her phone registers in Thornton. He must have thought Shanann was asleep now. 10:15 p.m., Shanann texted Nicole Atkinson saying, can you tell me what I'm having? I need some happy news. Please. Nicole replied, yes, I can. Are you sure? Shanann said, yes. I'm not telling anyone though. Not even Chris. No, it's okay. Nicole replied, are you sure? I will. I just want to see your face. Shanann said, it's okay. I'm still crying right now. So I will wait till Nicole replied, can I come over now? Shanann said, no. It's okay. I will wait. I might go masturbate to relieve stress. 10:36 p.m., Christina Meacham texts Shanann saying, hi Mama. Shanann said, hi. Christina replied, I'm out, wanna talk? Shanann said, Bella's in my bed now. Christina replied, okay Mama, I'm here. Shanann said, thank you. Christina replied, love you. Shanann said, love you more. 10:40 p.m., texts between Taylor, Shanann's friend, and Shanann. Taylor asked, Nikki just told me you want to cancel the gender reveal. What's going on? Is everything okay? Shanann said, no, can I call you tomorrow and tell you? Chris said we are not compatible anymore. Taylor replied, I just landed in Chicago like still on the airplane. Oh my God, what? Shanann said, he said we are not compatible anymore. He refused to hug me. Said he thought another baby would fix his feelings. Said he refused couples counseling. Before I left we could not get enough of each other. Taylor replied, what the hell changed in 6 weeks? Shanann said, he said he had a lot of time to think. Taylor replied, I am so sorry. I don't even know what to say. Shanann said, Gal me either. Taylor replied, we will get together when I get home. Shanann said, I've cried myself to sleep over a week now. Okay honey. Have a great time. Taylor replied, I am here for you and whatever you need. I love you. Shanann said, love you more. Thank you love. Continuation of group text between Cassie, Nicole and Shanann. 10:40 p.m., Shanann said, I don't know Nikki. This was total slap in face. Stab in back to the heart. I can't afford 3 kids alone in Colorado. Cassie said, well Josh and I and my kids will be there, and in your home so we got this girl. Nicole said, I have been there girl. And believe me you will come out better and stronger. You're not alone. Cassie said, nope you aren't alone. Shanann said, love you ladies. Nicole said, that's right, Josh and Cassie could live with you. Cassie said, Josh said we might as well bunk your girls in a room, our girls in a room. Bubba and the baby in a room lol. Nicole said, beside you 200k remember. Cassie said, well baby can be in your room with you. Josh and I will finish the basement. We got this, girl. Or we can finish the basement and throw all 4 girls down there in one huge room. LOL, Shanann said. House loan is on Chris's name. Cassie said. Fuck him. You get the kids and can't go without a home. Okay, I found a house that is a 6-bedroom and 4-bath. We got this. LOL. Nicole said. Doesn't matter, my house in Greeley was in X's name and I still got it. You're in Weld County. They would make you sell it and split the profit before giving it to him. Cassie said. Everything will work out. We got this, girl. Nicole said. Cassie is right. Shanann said. Masturbating is awesome stress reliever. Cassie said. LOL, do it, girl. We need to get you some good toys. Shanann said. When I asked for him to hug and hold me tonight for a minute, he said he couldn't right now. He's not there right now. Need new ones. Cassie said. Alright, we need to shop, LOL. I'm sure they have a hustler in Phoenix, LOL. 11:08 p.m., Shanann searched Google on topics like emotion-focused therapy, couples therapy. Chris said he and Shanann discussed going to counseling on August 8, 2018. He told Shanann he didn't think they needed to go to counseling. He felt like anything they needed to say to each other, they could just say. Shanann told him she had married friends who were still going to counseling. He was open to the idea of counseling, but he didn't want to do it. He already felt disconnected from Shanann and didn't feel like counseling was going to help. Part 10, coming soon.